Hi everybody, and welcome again to ZCode Sports System. Here we develop automated systems to help you win big. Again, it doesn't matter what sport you're betting on, we've got you covered. Before we get into some NBA action for February the 20th, I want to invite you to join, and you'll have access to the VIP club section, which has all the tools here to help you make your picks. So we're going to February the 20th. I know that's almost a week away from the time of the recording, but that's because the All-Star break coming up this weekend, and there won't be any games played until the middle of next week. So let's take a look at some of these games. We're not going to look at all of them, but we will take a look at four of them. The first one is the Boston Celtics and Philadelphia 76ers. At the start of the season, this looked like this would be a really important matchup in the division, but Philadelphia has had a terrible season. A lot of it has to do with injury issues, but it is what it is at this point, so we will take a look at it, what's going on. Philadelphia comes in dead status, losers of their last 5, 1-5 over the last 6, and Boston is 5-1 and burning hot. If you take a look at the over-under, you can see that teams have been trending in games under the line. Both teams in the last 2 have been involved in games under. If we take a look here at the power ranks indicator, not a surprise that Boston is up near the top of the league at plus 28, while Philadelphia has struggled and they are down to plus 4. Head-to-head matchups, the games have been very competitive, but both teams winning on the road. Boston winning by 8 back on February the 2nd, and Philadelphia winning by 4 back on December 25th, and you can see that the totals were very close in both games, 118 to 110 and 118 to 114. If we take a look at a couple other things, the Celtics are excellent on the road, 22-6, and Philadelphia is only 10-17 at home, and Boston has a huge scoring differential edge of plus 9.1 to minus 3.8. In addition, if we look at the stability factor, we will see that Boston is at plus 24, more consistent than Philadelphia at plus 14. This consistency deals with performing according to their favorite underdog status. So in the end, I think this is going to be a double-digit win by Boston. I mean, it's a possibility that Philadelphia could pull off an upset. They have done it in the past, but I think this is going to be a Boston win on the road, and I'm going with the game under the line. The next one we want to look at is Cleveland and Brooklyn. Both teams are burning hot at the moment, winners of 5 out of the last 6. Cleveland is first in the Eastern Conference, while Brooklyn is tied for 11th in the conference. As you can see, both teams are burning hot. And if you look at the over-under, Brooklyn has been involved in games under the line in 5 out of the last 6, while Cleveland has been playing in games over the line in 5 out of the last 6. On the power ranks, not a surprise here either that Cleveland is up near the top with the best record in the conference. They're plus 27, and Brooklyn has increased to plus 12 over the last about week or so, and they have leveled off over the last few days at plus 12. If you take a look at head-to-head wise, you can see here back on December 16th, there was Cleveland by 29 points. There was a big blowout win for Cleveland in that one, and a 5-point win at home back on November the 9th. The volatility oscillator, the stability factor is Cleveland. Look at this, a nearly straight upward line. It's very, very straight upward line, meaning that they're winning, pretty much they're winning almost every game because they've been favorites almost every game, and Brooklyn is at plus 16. The other thing to look at is the road and home records. Brooklyn is 9-17 at home, or excuse me, 9-17 home, and Cleveland is 19-6 on the road. There's a big scoring differential edge of almost 17 points in favor of Cleveland, plus 10.8 to minus 6. I don't think this is going to be much of a contest. I mean, I see a similar result as the last time, and I think it's going to be a game over the line. We also want to look at the Los Angeles Clippers and the Milwaukee Bucks. Both teams are in the middle of the playoff picture in their conferences. The Bucks are average status 3-3 over the last 6. And although the Clippers are also 3-3 over the last 6, they are burning hot. Why? Because of their 3-game winning streak. And if you look at the trends here in the over-under, the Clippers have been involved in high-scoring games in the last 4 all over, while Milwaukee has been involved in games mostly under the line 4 out of the last 6. On the power ranks, you can see the Clippers are a more steady upward trend at plus 24, and you can see Milwaukee has been up and down. They're at plus 17 currently at the moment. Let's take a look at some stability factors here. And you can see both teams have been relatively stable at plus 21 and plus 17. And you can see that although Milwaukee was at plus 19 back on January 27th, and over the last few weeks went down to plus 17. So over the last few weeks, not very consistent regarding their favorite and underdog status. The Clippers' road record is 12 and 13. The Bucks had a good home record at 17 and 9. If we take a look at the head-to-head matchup, they met back on January the 25th, and in that game, it was the Clippers winning by 10 as a home favorite. So in the end, I think this is going to be the scenario reversing with the Bucks now winning, being the home team, and I'm going to pass on the over-under. And we have one more game to look at, and that would be Phoenix and San Antonio in this Western Conference matchup. You can see neither team is playing well right now. Phoenix 1-5 over the last 6. Dead stats. San Antonio 2-4 over the last 6 and ice cold down. The teams have been involved in games over the line in 7 out of the last 12, although Phoenix has been under in 2 out of the last 3. On the power ranks, they're nearly identical, with Phoenix at plus 9 and San Antonio at plus 8. Phoenix has been on the downward trend for about the past week. Let's see. Another thing we want to look at is that both teams are nearly identical in the standings as well. They're in 11th and 12th positions in the standings. So both teams really try to battle for the play-in spot, which is spot 7 through 10. The Spurs are a game over 500 at home and have the edge in this game all the way around, I believe. But let's take a look at the volatility oscillator first before we make the pick. And you can see here the teams are nearly identical, 22-21, and they're both on the upward trend. They're consistently playing with regard to their favorite underdog status. I like San Antonio in this one by between 5 and 10 points. I don't think it'll be double digits. I say 5 to 10, and I'm going in a game under the line. So there you have it. Those are the games from the NBA for February the 20th. Happy betting, and see you again next time.